We are back, and I am live and in person with Jerry Paul.
Ouch.
Now, Jerry,
This early in the morning.
you've been so busy, and we were talking last time about the show that was coming up. So, you want to talk a little bit about how that went and the money you raised?
Well, we had the special, if you bought a ticket, you had a chance to win that black powder pistol. And
Right.
And it's always, what's weird about it, you're in Kokomo, but that doesn't mean somebody in Kokomo is going to win the pistol.
Right.
So the guy's name was Chuck Freibolt out of Monticello.
Oh, wow.
And I was hoping he'd come and get the pistol, but he didn't, so I sent it to him. So it was pretty cool. And we sold over 300 some tickets that day, and we raised about $2,400.
You're kidding.
And that's a good week. And Kokomo is like feast and famine. It's like, it's my hometown, so I never know what to expect. So sometimes like, oh my gosh, the next time it's like, really? Because we do more advertising here because, you guys always get us covered in the paper
Sure.
and the radio and everything. But went really, really well. And then I drove this weekend. I left Friday for Bedford, and that's a long drive, and I stay all night down there. And we really had the cards stacked against us. We had the 1500 gun show, which is the monster one in Indianapolis.
Okay.
And then we had good weather, and we had the IU game at 1 o'clock. And we still sold over 200 some tickets. We raised I think it was $1,760.
So that was a good day.
Not bad for Bedford because it's not real, it's never been a really big show. But so we raised a little over $4,000 in 2 weeks. So
You're pretty happy about that.
well, here's the thing is, we started the last week. We always start the week after the Vietnam Veterans Reunion,
Okay.
the big one, the mega one. And I missed December, one in December because of Christmas, and then I missed two in February because I was sicker than a dog. And we've still raised over $42,000.
You are kidding.
And except for paying for the rebar, or not rebar, the the wrought iron.
Okay.
Oh, see, this is too
It's
early.
too early for
my
you.
brain ain't kicking. My mouth's going, but my brain ain't following up with. But anyway, we pay, and we wanted it done right. We don't want any cheap stuff because this is going to be forever. We hope with this monument, and had a couple little things, and we've got a little over 32,000 now for the monuments,
Wow.
for the statues. So I'm real happy.
That's a nice drop in the bucket. And
It's not bad, and then we've got a grant out there. I sent a package out to one of the big banks here in town because they're real active in the communities. I hope. Well, I've seen what they've donated in the past, and it's an ungodly amount of money, and so we're hoping to get a little bit help from them. And then we got something coming up for Chrysler. We're going to do something. So we got little things coming up. We just talked to the people of Grotto. They're going to do a chicken noodle dinner the 29th of April, which works out perfect because that weekend is the Kokomo show again.
Oh, wow.
So we'll have the Saturday, Sunday. We'll be able to pass out flyers, and then we'll go in that. And the neat thing about that weekend, we're going to have the statues there.
The miniature one.
Miniatures.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Russell Designs, who's on our board of directors, and for the people in this community who don't know, this man, when it comes to art and painting or anything, he never ceased to amaze me. He built the foundation for the statues, bowled them in, and made like a little miniature of the black granite top, and he's got the soldier. Did a heck of a job.
Nice.
And so we'll have them there the weekend and at the dinner, and we're going to sell the T-shirts to raise. Actually, it's going to be a twofer. We're going to do the T-shirts for the scholarship program for the 7 young men that were lost in Afghanistan and Iraq. And by the way, gun shows are never great for T-shirt sales. I mean, people don't come to gun show, honey, I'm going down to gun show to buy a T-shirt, and that ain't the way it works. So if you sell a T-shirt, it's like a bonus. So
Sure.
I sold 14 T-shirts this weekend. So they're $20 each, but $5 goes toward the scholarship, and we're already up. In just the last 2 weeks, we're already up to $400 some dollars.
Wow.
Toward the $3,000, and we got until August. So we're we're doing fantastic.
You're ahead of
on
the game
that.
right there.
So
And I want to cut you off real quick because I want to talk about when you're talking about Russell Designs, there's a lot of people that have actually come together to build these monuments or to create these monuments from basically the grassy field out there to what it is even now. I mean, there's a lot of people that you've come in contact with through the years, probably 10, 15 years?
Well, I've been involved in veteran stuff about 20 now. I started actually going to schools talking to kids because my wife at the time was a student teaching. at Western. She was out there, and just happened to be, grandparent veteran day, and
Sure.
I never really got involved in veteran stuff because, like a lot of Vietnam veterans, we just went back to work and just. But then I got to feeling guilty about it, and I thought, I've ignored part of my past for 20 years, and I thought, you got something to give back, and I'm a firm believer in this, and I use this a lot. If you serve your country, serve your community. So if you got that ability to do something, and all of us have the ability to do something. And a lot of times, the funny thing is about gun shows, a lot of guys will come up and say, "Are you a veteran?" They'll go, "No," but they got families, members.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they'll say, "Well, I wish I would have been in the service," but I said, you know what? Just the fact that you're supporting us or supporting veterans, that's part of it.
And that kind of ties it back together because
does.
a lot of what's out there at Darrell Chapel is the community coming together.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't.
It was
serve.
a lot easier back then because this was something new. And
Yep.
And people don't realize 292, local 292 UAW started that thing. It was their veterans committee, and mainly it was Vietnam veterans. And the community, of course, the economy was great, and everything came together. To do a monument in this day and age and be where we're at now is like,
But it's beautiful, and
it's going to be fantastic when we're done.
The next phase, can we call it the next phase?
We're in part 1 of phase 2. I keep putting parts and phases, and
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more from Jerry. We are back, and I know you're going to be doing some more exciting things. So what's next on your agenda?
I don't know about going to motel rooms every weekend, exciting, but Greenfield this weekend. And I don't know, I was at Greenfield last year, and I think that might be a come back home because I'm sacrificing the final, March Madness. And so I'm trying to figure out how I can do gun shows and squeeze in a ball game.
I think it's time you upgrade to a smartphone, and then you can just watch it on.
I like my antique. It's still the lid's getting a little weird, but if people will go on site and go to Central Indiana Gun Shows, that's all one word, Central Indiana Gun Shows.com, and you see the entire schedule. And then you'll know where I'm pretty much going to be about every weekend. There'll be a couple times I skip, like a 369 helicopter reunion in August. I'll probably go to Black Lake, Michigan this year to the Veterans Conference. I'll go up there and I'll still sell stuff up there. And I've got Fire Base Kokomo coming up. And that, except for those 4 veteran events, usually it's just going to a gun show. And then anything I can squeeze in during the week, if we can get that done, like a chicken noodle dinner or something like that, that's like a bonus to us.
Sure.
So it's
and all of those proceeds go straight to what we're calling Phase 2, Part 1.
Yeah, everything goes toward the monument except for the T-shirts and
that is the scholarship.
That's strictly $20 for a T-shirt, and we'll have them at the next Kokomo show and the chicken noodle dinner definitely there. And we donate $5 from every shirt toward that. And we've got some other things coming up. I need to talk to somebody today at the union meeting. If we can get them to do a golf tournament, we want to see if we can't get the proceeds from that.
Sure.
Like we did. Because we did a golf tournament 2 years ago, and the UAW Veterans Committee raised over $5,000.
Wow.
That was one of the best fundraisers golf. So that's like that little extra bonus thing you get that. It's not a weekend thing. It just pops up, and you're like, oh, wow,
Thanks. If people want to find out how to get in contact with you or if they've got questions, how do they go about?
Just call me.
And what's that number?
It's always Eric, 765, Kokomo Boy, 860-5136. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you something. If you call me before 11, the phone's off. If I don't have to get up like today, I'll leave a message. I'll get back with you.
And he will. I promise you he will.
I will get back with you.
So you're pretty excited, and the scholarship's definitely on the way. And I know you're going to be back in the hot seat because you even have some stuff that we kind of talked about off camera that it's in the works that you're going to try to bring to Kokomo that it's just going to blow people away how exciting this stuff is.
I tell you what made me feel good personally. When we was at the Kokomo show, Bradley Atwell's dad was there. And I didn't recognize him at first, and then he had that dog tag, and I saw it, and then it was, that was his dad. And we talked for a good half hour. And then after he left, my son happened to come down from Chicago. He's a glassblower. He said, Dad, you can't sell any tickets if you're talking to people. I go, that's that young man's dad. And he goes, oh, he didn't know, he didn't get it, I said, sometimes, son, you just got to take care of business. And anytime a parent of a deceased soldier, one of our own, comes up and talks, I will talk to him for an hour if they want to talk. And he won one of the posters, and I just happen to have one laminated.
Oh, wow.
And I've got one for Mrs. Frigo whenever I can get contact with her. I'm hoping she can come to that chicken noodle dinner, but I've got posters for all the families if they want one. So all they got to do is just get a hold of me. And
Again, Jerry Paul out in the community doing great work for our veterans.
Something.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.